Today's movie has the lesser Bayo brother and Ashlyn Gere. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Welcome to Sick Flicks, where I take a deep dive into the cinematic sewer to help you embrace your inner gore geek. I'm Mike Bracken, aka the Horror Geek, and today we're tackling Dominic Brascia's cult classic slasher flick, Evil Laugh. Filmed in 1986, but not released until 1988, this one is mostly notable for two things. It was directed by the late Dominic Brascia, who was Joey in Friday the 13th: A New Beginning, and it features a leading role for future adult cinema star Ashlyn Gere. In a really funny twist, Gere actually refused to do her shower scene, requiring them to get a body double. But enough about that. Can Evil Laugh chop up enough med students to earn a coveted 5 barf bag rating? Let's get to the gore and find out. Oh, and before we get started, today's video is brought to you by patrons Michael Izagiri, sorry if I butchered that, Lady Laurenful, and Wes. If you'd like to help sponsor some videos and free me from the shackles of YouTube's tyranny, you'll find a link to my Patreon in the pinned comment and description below. Seriously, every bit helps keep the show rolling. And now, let's get bloody. We fade in on a house establishing shot. Okay, this movie is not wasting any time at all. This could be my house. I have that written on my front door, too. Budget Bill Gates here is on graffiti cleaning duty, but all he really finds is this jump scare.
Mr. Burns, what's wrong?
Holy crap, it's live-action Mr. Burns. He even kind of looks like him. I'm starting to think this young guy might be Smithers, and this is an origin story.
Somebody up there likes me, Smithers.
Somebody down here likes you too, sir.
Shut up.
Oh yeah, this is definitely Mr. Burns' starter house before things really took off down at the Springfield nuclear plant. And after another long string of house shows in Japan, Sting finally returns home. I know this is Dominic Brascia's directorial debut, but someone should probably tell him he can get the camera closer to this scene. Back in the kitchen, Smithers is working on some prototypes for the new plant-based Excellent Burgers. After some pointless meandering, which is something Evil Laugh already has in spades 3 minutes in, we're about to get our first kill. Or maybe this guy's just here to help chop up all this meat, hard to tell. Nope, he was here for murder. The upside here is I guess they can now serve liver tonight after all. Hey, that's an Evil Laugh. Maybe that's where they get the title. Then it's off to the credits, and another house establishing shot. This is helpful. I now know the credits are attached to this house. And title card. This might be the lowest effort title card we've seen in a while. White text, black background, great work, guys. Starring Stephen Bayo, aka Scott Baio's brother. What a lot in life, being the less famous Bayo brother. Jesus, listen to these lyrics.
Here I come again, doing all the things that I
I made up better lyrics than this narrating things to my dog. Here's Kim McCamey. If that name doesn't ring any bells, it's probably because you know her better by her adult movie star name, Ashlyn Gere. In another interesting twist here, Jodie Gibson went on to become Sasha, aka the Hollywood Madam. That gig would get her arrested back in 1999. God, please make this song stop. Yeah, my ears need a break, lady. Jesus. Hey, someone's reading Fango. The Friday the 13th: A New Beginning cover is a little reference to the fact that Brascia got the axe in that movie. Poor Joey and his chocolate bar. Anyway, these guys are doing some hardcore jacking.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that, you pervs. I mean, the car has a flat, and they have it on a jack. Turns out Barney's not jacking fast enough, and Peck Hardrock here is not pleased.
Well, that's why you bring a spare, in case you get a flat, dipshit.
What are you calling dipshit, asshole?
Here's a little something extra for the ladies. Or fellas. Shirtless Stephen Bayo. Joni, are you up there with Chachi? He's up here to drain the main vein, but unfortunately, his aim is not great.
Shit, what's it, raining?
Yeah, it's a shower, all right. Of the golden variety.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you guys down there. You did?
Then we jump over to another movie, where this chick is having car problems. Stop, you're gonna flood it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen other Ashlyn Gere movies start this way. I mean, heard about them starting this way. Heard, never seen. And now this chick's gonna flood it too. Honestly, this Jeep might not run, but there are definitely some working high beams in this scene. In our next scene, it's like Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds has turned into a preppy. Nice pink shirt, hat, and sweater, nerd. Oh god, it gets worse. They're one of those couples who wears matching outfits. I will say it's wild that Ashlyn Gere is in this movie and she's the plainest looking of the female leads so far. And while we're here, we might as well get some ominous exposition.
So why all the secrecy? All the other kids going up there don't know about the world.
But there's more.
Jerry wants to buy this old house.
Oh, no way. Bob Vila will never sell that place. Do you kids even remember Bob Vila in this old house? Christ, I'm old. And it gets worse.
About 10 years ago, there was a murder up there.
I knew it. I never trusted Bob Vila. That dude was way too comfortable around power tools. House establishing shot. Inside, it looks like delivery boy Smithers is a little tied up. And someone's about to drill down to the heart of the matter. I will say, this bit is not very funny. I don't know, guys. This kill scene was kinda boring. Turns out, this kill was an add-on to appease Evil Laughs investors who thought there weren't enough deaths in the early stages of the movie. Then the guys show up, and they came with a lot of baggage. Unfortunately for them, they're not alone. Someone's in the closet, and it's not R. Kelly by the sounds of it. Then Mr. Burns shows up. Release the hounds. Before he does that, he wants them to know how silly they are for getting spooked by the voices.
Yeah, somebody was talking by the air vent and his voice happened to carry through the vent. It happens all the time in these old houses.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm building a sunblocker, and I need to get back to work. Then this happens.
Damn it, Sadie, will you stop blowing that horn? I'm coming!
Hell yeah.
I don't think that's what he meant, but maybe? And I feel like no one understands sound recording. Just listen to the echo in this kitchen.
Hey, Mark, we'll be in the kitchen. Go!
It's like the Grand Canyon in there. And trust me, I had a way better joke about your mom and echoes here, but I figured I'd get in trouble for it. Thanks, Prude Tube. Anyway, Bayo's taking a seat. Literally. Then Barney asks the question no one was thinking about.
How come such an old house has such a modern kitchen?
Probably because Bob Vila owns this place. He's mid-reno. And Peck here has broken the lamp. Not sure I'll ever be able to look at him in the same light again.
I hope a guy in a hockey mask named Jason doesn't show up.
Yeah, well, I hope he does, because that would be way more interesting than anything happening here currently. Look at this shit. Over the shoulder cam. Bold choice, Dominic Brascia.
Why'd Jerry invite those snobs?
My guess is so we could up the body count in this movie. Just a hunch. And now that everyone's here, could we please start murdering and evil laughing? After more jibber-jabber, Bayo offers this observation.
Barney watches too many movies. He thinks this whole weekend's gonna be one long orgy.
I'd settle for a blood orgy, not gonna lie. Speaking of the O word, Ashlyn gets on her knees to show her gratitude to the fellas.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that at all. I mean, she's really kneeling in gratitude. House establishing shot. He never left the house, but why not? Inside, Ashlyn's on the phone with her agent. Look, all I'm saying is if this is the best role you can get me, maybe we should consider the Blue movie offers. I mean, the acting here is already on par with your average stag flick, so sure.
I don't think Jerry would leave without saying goodbye.
Probably just went back to town for supplies.
Oh god, Peck's got the boombox. Hope he's not gonna blast that opening credits song again. Jesus, this might be worse.
We're gonna have a little party tonight. We're gonna rock and roll until morning light.
White people trying to moonwalk. I didn't have that on my bingo card. Ah, yes, Evil Laugh's exciting butt montage. Filmed by Seymour Butts, no doubt. I gotta be honest, I haven't seen dancing this bad since American Bandstand. These guys are never gonna get past the auditions for Soul Train. I'm not sure what's worse, the song or the dancing at this point. Hey, sweet, Peck found a mixtape. I can't read the label, but I think it's songs for people about to be brutally murdered. Please, God, just put the tape in the player. I don't even care if it's Jimmy Buffett or the B-52s at this point. Nothing could be worse than this song.
Every night we got all the time.
Ah, turns out it's just me recording myself talking into a fan so I sound like Darth Vader.
Oh my god! Oh my god! The children are dead! All dead!
Still better than the montage song and the theme song. Is it just me or is Bayo's head way too big for his body? I think someone's been on the Barry Bonds cream in the clear regimen. Not gonna lie, looks like he's been skipping leg day too. Nighttime house establishing shot. Ashlyn has given up on the movie. I'm just gonna read this book until something interesting happens, guys. And Bayo's like, sweet, found the secret stash at J&B. Peck and his special lady head off for some sexy time, but it looks like their twosome is about to become a threesome. The killer's like, no, you're doing this all wrong. Let me lend you a hand. Oh, Barney, you perv. Hey, remember that heart from earlier? It's still in this movie. I've heard of eating your heart out, but this seems ridiculous. Bayo's not eating any, though. He's all like, but I'm a vegan. Dinner is interrupted when Carol O'Connor shows up in his Heat of the Night cosplay. Man, that's a deep cut. Sheriff Archie Bunker heads back to the cruiser, but he's not alone.
What the hell are you talking about?
The guy in the back seat.
And it looks like Chief Cash is cashed out for good. But our killer's not done. He's willing to give Freddy a lift too. And now it's time for an exposition dump. This used to be a home for children, but evil Martin ruined it all.
Martin was very cruel to the kids. And one day, 3 of them accused Martin of molesting them.
Look, this is pretty weird given the rumors about Brascia and the 2 Coreys. I'm not saying it means anything, but yeah. Back at the Burns house, I'm guessing Smithers is going to be none too pleased by this development.
Guess what happened to me last night?
I don't know, sir. You had sex with that old woman?
Ashlyn's still telling the sad story of Martin.
Well, Martin was finally found innocent. The kids admitted that they lied, but Martin's father hung himself before finding out his son was not guilty.
And there's your Save the Cat horror movie Sin.
A week later, Martin returned to the house and cut the throats of all the children in their sleep.
That was probably an extreme response. Oh good, here comes the padding. Not gonna lie, that's me in my car every time MOP's Annie Up comes on. Creeper Cam! Inside, Sammy looks a lot like S&M Hasselhoff. Barney makes his pitch to get Sam to drive him back to town, but the Marquis de Hasselhoff here has other plans.
I'd love to stay here and chat with you all night. Betty's waiting, if you know what I mean.
Maybe he could just let Kit drive him back. Turns out Barney is basically Randy in Scream almost a decade before Randy existed.
Every time someone has sex in a horror story, they get murdered.
Dude has a point. While Sammy's looking for the whipped cream, our killer is putting the moves on his lady.
Where's the whipped cream?
Over in the kitchen, Peck's giving Bayo all the advice he needs to finally hook up with Joni. Just drop some eggs on her, dude. Tell her what she thinks is dumb. She'll be all over you. Turns out that might have actually been better advice than what he offers.
Rub yourself all over. Your arms, your legs, your butt. It turns them on.
Upstairs, Sammy's about to seal the deal with Betty, but it looks like one of the guys from Videodrome has other ideas. And she gets splattered in the face.
Hell yeah.
No, I mean with blood. But I probably can't show that either. Next, it's exposition time.
Remember when that guy Martin went crazy and killed all those children? He didn't touch the babies.
Is this important? Place your bets now.
The older children were all found first in their beds.
Great, now Ashlyn's gonna turn this into a true crime podcast. She's really selling it. You can practically see her reading the lines off the cue cards here. But they're gonna change the subject.
You know what really scares me?
Clowns? Late tax returns? Outdated cheese?
Being up here all alone with those horny guys.
No, Ashlyn. I'm pretty sure you're gonna get over that fear. Burns shows up to fix the water heater. And he might want to fix the broken fog machine while he's here. Out at the pool, Peck's like, hey, what are you doing over there? Back in the basement, our killer arrives. I'm gonna spoil this movie anyway, but yeah, that's not a man as the killer here. But whoever it is, they're definitely here to make a point. Man, took it right through the old rump roast. With Ashlyn all alone, Bayo makes his move.
Hey, Connie. How about those Dodgers?
Great pickup line. Only way this could be worse is if he walked up to her and said, hey, how about all those dead kittens behind the pound? Dude's basically giving himself a mammography here. Man, Bayo's face is stuck on the motion smoothing setting. Dude's got more filler in there than a Kardashian. House establishing shot. Drink. Barney's still waiting to hitch a ride to town, but he's gonna kill some time listening to Art Bell's show while he waits. Poolside, Peck Hardrock is still trying to close the deal. And failing.
Whenever we're alone together, all you ever do is think about sex.
In his defense, he is supposed to be a college-aged male. It's about all you think about then. That and food. Barney's in the basement searching for Mr. Burns, but all he finds is his rug. Back at the pool, things look to be moving in the wrong direction. Peck's adding clothes instead of removing them. Upstairs, Bayo clearly missed the seminar on No Means No and reading social signs from the opposite sex.
Johnny, stop it!
I thought that...
Here, rub this on you. It'll help your rash.
Shut down. Come on, Bayo. What would the fawns think? Then, to make matters even worse, he not only gets shut down, but banished to the friend zone, too.
Johnny, we're friends.
Then she laughs at him. Man, this just keeps getting better. Back in the other room, Peck's about to seal the deal. But first he has to make sure no one is hiding in the room. Things are going well until he gets to the closet. To paraphrase Redman, it's time for some action. And our blonde chick lives up to her hair color.
Okay, come on, kill me.
With no axe, Martin's left to choke her like she's the Red Sox in the 2003 American League Championship Series. Wait a minute, is our killer one of the assassins? I don't even care. He hammers Bayo in the face, and that's good enough for me. By God, it's a bull rope match! I feel like that JR was better. No, not really. My JR still sucks. Looks like things are about to get heated. You know, because he's got the microwave out. I'm not sure what setting you use to reheat a Bayo, but I put it on high and let it run for 10 minutes just to be safe. Perfect! I mean, I like my Bayo raw enough that it's still bloody. Connie, meanwhile, is as bored of this movie as I am. She finds the axe and then runs to make a call. And suddenly she's packing like she's Dirty Harry. What the hell movie? Also, yes, I know, that's not a .44 Magnum. And now it's time for the dead victim scavenger hunt where she finds the remains of all her friends. She's hunting for Martin, but she's not rushing into harm's way. She's taking things step by step. Alright, movie, let's move it along. I know you got a swerve coming, so let's just get on with it. After more cat and mouse, she winds up in the basement, where we last saw Barney. Then she makes the always unwise decision to peek behind the curtain and finds Jerry, her boyfriend, who died at the start of the movie. Dude's just been hanging around down here for the whole time. But she's not alone, because the killer is here too. She is definitely not happy to see him.
Kill them all, you bastard!
Linda Day George, show her how it's done.
Bastard! Bastard!
Then she starts blasting. But that barely slows Martin down.
I am not Martin!
And then we get the unmasking. Wait, it's Mr. Burns' wife? Come on, I would have found it more believable if it was Martin Lawrence or Martin Landau or even Martin Luther King. And now we're gonna basically rip off the original Friday the 13th because why not?
They deserve to die. Martin was a good boy.
While she's busy delivering her Scooby-Doo denouement, Barney's sneaking up behind her. With our killer about to deliver the death blow to Connie, Martin shoots her in the back like a coward. I would have gotten away with it if not for you meddling kids. Barney and Ashlyn flee, which means we're totally ready for the final swerve ending. Wait for it. Yeah, there it is. But wait, why is this movie still going? In a shower scene, is Linnea Quigley here? Oh boy, I feel a double swerve coming.
It's over.
Way to jinx it, lady. Did he autograph his headshot for her? Surprise! Here comes the second swerve. This really is the least intimidating killer ever. Whoever this is like 4'11 at most. It's like being stalked by a munchkin. But before things get totally out of hand, she throws in the towel. Literally. She's finally cornered and, surprise! Fell for the old fake knife gag. Gets him every time. Oh, Barney, what a dick. Surprisingly, Ashlyn doesn't find this joke funny. She's ready to take a stab at creating a better ending. And cue credits. So, what have we learned from Evil Laugh? Well, that maybe going into adult cinema was actually a step up for Ashlyn Gere if this was the kind of mainstream work she was gonna get. This one follows the blueprint for low-budget 80s slashers almost to a T. It's not great, but it's not terrible either. It's just interchangeable with like a billion other slasher flicks from the era. But enough about that. Can Evil Laugh slash its way to a 5 barf bag rating? Let's go to the gore card. In terms of gross anatomy, Evil Laugh is a little light. Vinegar Syndrome says they tried to find roughly a minute of missing gore footage from the film, but it appears those sequences are lost forever. What is here is not particularly splattery, but I bet another 60 seconds of gore footage would up the score at least a little. Anyway, we're treated to several axe murders, a throat slash, some stabbings, and death by microwave. The effects are pretty low budget and simplistic, which actually adds to their charm, but there's not enough here in this cut of Evil Laugh to justify anything more than a 2 barf bag rating. This is not a particularly sick flick, but it is worth seeing if you're an 80s slasher fanatic like me. I'm glad this one finally got a Blu-ray release so new audiences can discover it for themselves. Looking for another cult classic slasher where a psycho killer offs hapless humans? Then be sure to check out my review of Blood Rage. You'll find a link here on the screen. I'll meet you over there. Until next time, I'm Mike Bracken, aka the Horror Geek, bringing you all the splatter that matters.